Hello, Shadow Hills High School families. This is Mr. Fajardo welcoming you back to the 2021-22 school year. Just very excited to be with you this morning. Got some brief information with you that I wanted to go over with you today. So forgive me, the video may be 15 to 20 minutes in length, but guess what? You can always fast forward and rewind. All right. That said, I want to just formally welcome you back again. We are very excited to have everybody return to Shadow Hills High School for the 2021-22 school year. This year, we do have an opportunity to reconnect with all of our students, to reconnect with all of our families in person, and our administrative team is here to lead, support, and serve our professional learning community. That said, we also wanted to make sure that you folks are familiar with what our roadmap for this year focuses on. Number one, we all realize how important it is that we do prioritize the health and safety of our students, staff, and all of our educators on campus. In order for us to do that, we want to start by first building and continuing on the relationships that we've established with our community, supporting our students' social, emotional, and mental health needs before we actually focus on accelerating their academic achievement. You can't have number 3 without number 1 and 2 in place. So that therein lies our roadmap for this school year. And we really wanted to preface it by just saying to you that we are continuing to do what we can to provide a very healthy, safe environment for all of our stakeholders here at Shadow Hills High School. In addition, we also wanted to make sure that folks were sort of in the know about our school theme for this year. Obviously, maintaining those 3 priorities entertains the need for us to be united on all fronts. And if there's any indication about how things went for us last year, this year we are focusing on how important it is to have unity amongst all of our stakeholders to ensure that we have victory for all of our students. You know, it's something that we always say when we're here together as a team, meeting to one another, that we are one and that we are knights. And it's important for all of us to be united. And we want to make sure that you folks are in this year with us, to continue to partner with us, parents and guardians, to ensure the success of every single one of our students. Because we know this, having passionate hearts committed to our vision of providing an opportunity for all of our students to be college and career and community ready, that we can accomplish the impossible, right? Together, we can make this happen. Having unity is going to be key and at the core of what we do on a daily for us here at Shadow Hills High School. And speaking of a daily, our first day of school, as we all know, is slated for Wednesday, August 18th. We so look forward to seeing everybody back. We are running all of our 7 periods that day. As you all know, we do have a later start time as a result of new legislation here in the state of California. Our start time for us going forward is 8:30 a.m. So students, you must arrive early to be on time. You've heard me say this since I've been here as principal, that early is on time and on time is late. So please do prepare yourselves the night before to arrive early to school. It's a great 21st century skill, punctuality, and we want to make sure that you have that 21st century skill, that you're equipped with that skill set, right? So make sure you do arrive early to be on time. That's very important. Thursdays are our late start time, so we start class a little later at 9:30 a.m. Very important that you also arrive early on that day. And for this week only, this Friday, we will obviously be making sure that all 7 periods will be visited by all of our students. So again, this Wednesday, it's all 7 periods. Thursday, we have a late start. It's all 7 periods, as well as Friday, we are visiting with all of our teachers those first 3 days. And so, mind you, that we're not going to dive right into the curriculum those first 3 days. Our teachers, we've been equipping them over the summer and reminding them how important it is to focus on the essential standards, and the essential skill sets. And that starts by, again, reforging those relationships with our students, spending some time to reconnect with our students in class before we launch into the curriculum for academics. So rest assured that we'll be doing just that to ensure that everybody's on the same page. Some of you already had that introduction today. For those of you that were able to make it out today, thank you so much. Our freshman focus and link crew orientation was this morning. It went absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for the parents who were able to make it for today. If you didn't make it and you still need to get an ID or purchase PE clothes or an ASB card for your student, please feel free to come the remainder of this week. Even though we've slated sometimes for the grade level, you're more than welcome to come in. We're not going to close the door on any one of our parents. We realize that it's difficult for transportation purposes to make your way out this way, but we are here to help you and best support you in whatever capacity that we can. That said, we also are welcoming our seniors, the class of 2022. We're going to welcome you formally back on Friday, August 13th. So make sure you do make it at the Performing Arts Center at 9 a.m. I so look forward to the class of 2022 that is coming that day, providing you with some updates and some much needed information to make your senior year the best positive experience for you this school year. And more importantly, as you all know, appointments, seniors, have been made already. For those of you that have made those appointments, thank you. Please do connect with Cherished Memories. They are our photography services partner, and they've been doing a fabulous job since last year, providing opportunities for students to come on in and make those senior appointments to get those senior portraits completed. So make sure you do visit their website, cherishedmemories.com, and or if you have your smartphone now, you can take a picture of that QR code and it'll take you directly to their website. All right. And the other thing that I noted on earlier, ladies and gentlemen, is how important it is to have not only your ID, which by the way, we're going to expect everybody to wear their lanyard and their ID as we have been over the last few years, but also make an investment in your ASB card. Folks, as a former ASB director myself and also student body president in middle school, that is, it's important to have an ASB card, all right? First of all the benefits of getting an ASB card include a free Spirit t-shirt that you're gonna wear every Friday on Spirit Day, which by the way, freshmen, on Fridays and any new students, we always wear our Spirit gear to show off who we are as Knights, all right? So make sure you remember that. Pin it on the refrigerator. Free admission to all of our home sporting events except our CIF games. So if you buy an ASB, you get free admission to all of our home games. You get discounts at dances, any of our school events that we have. The yearbook certainly is discounted. But more importantly, guys, it does help pay for all the academic letters, the athletics letters, the patches, the awards for our varsity players. And more importantly, it does give us, yet again, another discount on those senior activities. So once again, $35, it's a great investment for the whole school year. Make sure you do come prepared to pay when you do come to register for your ASB card. All right. So one of the other great benefits of being part of Shadow Hills High School, ladies and gentlemen, is every year we have a focus. We have a focus on our 21st century skills that our teachers have been trained on, administration, our office crew is all aware that we want to go deep when it comes to skill sets. And we do no justice to our students if we're not best preparing you to be college, career, and community ready. So those two professional skill sets we're going to take a deeper dive into as a result of some of the data that we reviewed from Panorama is twofold. One, it's academic learning and how we're going to focus on problem solving skills, and on social emotional learning, how we're also going to focus on building and continue to provide you with the best organizational skills possible to be that much more successful in your academic career with us at Shadow Hills High School. We all realize how important it is to remain organized. So a lot of the things that we do here on campus, as you all are aware, we are pretty proud about being an avid, nationally certified school. We are this close in becoming a national distinguished school where we've got visitors from all over the country, if not the world, coming to visit our school to see how we've developed these systems of organization, these systems of writing, these systems of inquiry and reading, and more importantly, in some instances, critical thinking for our skill sets that we harness in our kids. So you can see building on organizational skills through our Wicker Avid model is going to be very important. So we're going to rely on students and parents included that you folks do understand how to best utilize Google Calendar, graphic organizers for learning, our in-class tutorials that you'll all be a part of at some point in your academic career, having a focused note-taking system that we implement here on every single class, and taking advantage of the collaborative study groups that we have that are in class as well, that we set up for our kids to hone in on their organizational skills and their critical thinking skills. And more importantly, developing SMART goals for all students, right? And we all know the SMART acronym stands for something that needs to be obviously smart, measurable, attainable, results oriented, specific, right, and time bound. So we want those goals for our kids to be SMART, all right? And speaking of SMART, We also want to make sure that we hone in on our problem solving skills. A lot of the feedback that we receive from the survey indicates how important it is for us to continue to focus on how we can develop not only our critical thinkers, right, but also hone in on some skill sets that folks can understand how they can attack any problem, right, by approaching it in a systematic manner. So you'll hear a lot, parents, about our teachers really honing in on what are known as these problem-solving journals. Science teachers do a pretty good job about that, as well as our math teachers with math journals included. Our teachers also focus on developing opportunities for our kids to host philosophical chairs, where we have typical debates on current events, where we have sort of a us versus them, and it's an opportunity to really think critically about using evidence to purport any claim and justifying those claims as such. Not only do we focus on that, but also there's opportunities for carousel brainstorming, our concept mapping, and once again, the tutorials that students will be taking in place, all for the sake of building those two skill sets for our students while they're here with us this school year at Shadow Hills High School. That said, too, we've also developed another opportunity for our parents, and thank you for the feedback, to really provide you with an opportunity to look for the answers. We talked about problem solving, right? So one of the things that we problem solved on as an administrative team is looking how we can make things a little bit more easier for our parents to look up the answers for just about anything that you have questions about as it relates to Shadow Hills High School. So we've created this hyper document. It's a one-page document. It's got a bunch of hyperlinks to the most frequently asked questions relating to anything and everything about Shadow Hills High School. So look out for this document in the next night's Parent and Community Weekly Dispatch that I send out for you folks to review every week. And it will also be made available on our website at www.shadowhillshs.com. All right. So thank you once again for your feedback on that, parents. And the other great news that I wanted to share with you, if I haven't already in my dispatches, is that all students attending Desert Sands Unified School District will be receiving free lunch and breakfast at no cost. Our Nutrition Services Department, as you all aware, is also transitioning to a new online payment system. They're no longer using My School Bucks. It's actually going to be called Titan Family now. So you can go to www.coolschoolmeals.com for more information. And if you have any specific questions on that, please do reach out to the school. We can connect you to the appropriate food and nutrition services personnel to best assist you with any questions you may have. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, parents, we are going to need you more than ever before this school year, right? We know how important your time is to you, and we know how important your children are to you, but we also want to make sure that we leverage this partnership with you to ensure that we stay connected. And thank you once again. I shared this graphic with you all last year. You've had some amazing parent satisfaction survey results that have been provided to us to look at. And while we're not at 100%, and we want to be, in order for us to get there, we're going to need your help more than ever before. All right. And there's a multitude of ways of assisting us. One is to be part of our school site council. This year, we do have an opportunity for some parents to get involved. And I'm reaching out to my freshman parents specifically, right? That our school site council is a group of stakeholders that includes our teachers, our parents, our administration team, and community members who work together to develop and monitor our school's plan for student achievement, otherwise known as our SIPSA plan. It's a legally required document, and in this case, our composition of this legal making body, that because we receive these federal monies, we want to make sure that those federal monies, right, that we have an oversight committee that sees where those monies are going to. And while we realize that your time is precious, it's a 2-year commitment. We meet at least 5 times in the school year, and we really want you to be a part of this. So if you haven't already, please do reach out to us via the bit.ly link that's located there on the screen. It's that bit.ly link that's there for you. We're also going to be pushing it out via our school messenger system. So if you're interested in self-nominating yourself, either to be part of our school site council and or our ELAC committee, which is our English Language Learner Advisory Committee, these are one of many ways that you can get involved as parents to participate in our school governance, to help us, to help our children be the best that they can be here at Shadow Hills High School. So once again, that information is made available for your quick reference, and parents, we need your help. So thank you for always being part of our community here at Shadow Hills High School. And finally, I want to end on this note that yes, we are going to have to wear a mask at this time. So face covering to be inside of campus, whether it's you're visiting the inside of a gym, our performing arts center, a classroom, the inside of our library, the office space, please do wear a mask. We have plenty of masks available to our students and guests that may come on campus. So please make sure that we want to keep ourselves safe. We want to make sure that we abide by the new safety plan that we have in place that is available on our website. And more importantly, guys, we want to keep each other healthy. And so while we respect everyone's opinion on this matter, while you're here at Shadow Hills High School, we will be following this policy to ensure the safety and well-being of not only our students, but also our faculty and our staff. Very important for us to do that, right? And the one thing I did hit on earlier was how important it will be to wear your lanyards, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very important. You should also expect us, staff, to wear our IDs as well, so we can easily identify you. Since safety is our priority, we want to make sure that everybody does have a lanyard worn that day. All right. And finally, we do have a few more slides here on registration. It continues, right? It's important that you do complete the online registration through your parent view, parents. So if you haven't done that already, please do go online and complete that through the parent view app. You need to do that first before students come to do on-site registration to complete it, which is where they will get their student ID, where you can purchase your ASB card, pre-purchase your PE clothing, etc. So it's important, once again, that you do complete the parent view registration when you have a chance through parent view. And a lot of parents were asking some questions today about class schedules. The class schedules will not be made available on student view and parent view until Monday, August 16th. As you can imagine, we still have new enrollments. We still have students that are transferring to our site, which is a great thing. So you can imagine close to 2,000 students, right, that we're having to manage to create schedules for. And this is why we've always released the schedule at least 2 days before the first day of school. So it's an opportunity for you to become familiar with who your teachers are going to be, where your classes are going to be located. We have school maps across the campus. And if any time there's a student who doesn't know where to go on campus, our security agents, the administrative staff, any office staff that's out on campus can help direct your students to go to wherever they need to on campus. All right. So thank you so much for that. Another question came up about textbook distribution. While we'd love to get textbooks into the hands of our kids now before school starts, we don't necessarily see that as a need at this point, because what we want to do is to ensure that every student has their appropriate classes assigned to them before we start issuing out any textbooks. And the upside also is that a lot of our textbooks are digital, online, in other words, right? So you can readily access the majority of those textbooks online. But we have a plan to provide those textbooks during the second week of school and thereafter from our library services team. If you have any questions, please do reach out to our librarian, Mrs. Blanchett. She's awesome. She can be reached at our home number there at 760, our home landline, that is, 760-393-5400. So thanks again, parents, for the questions on that. And finally, a couple of things on communications. I've sent out some information about how to best communicate with the different stakeholders here at Shadow Hills High School. We are so happy to sort of hear from a lot of our parents already based on some of the great things that are happening already, right? Whether it's through extracurricular activities that a lot of our students have been involved with, our Link Crew students that are doing some Link Crew related activities today with our freshmen, in addition to a lot of our seniors who have come back in ASB, getting everything set up to welcome everybody back. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we can't do it without you. So we try to keep you informed, right? Whether it's through the Knight's Parent and Community Dispatch, our nightly news that's broadcast through our Student Journalism Club and ASB that they send out every week, in addition to what we communicate via social media and our school messenger system. There are a myriad of ways that we can communicate with our stakeholders. And if there's any suggestions that you have on improving our communication systems, we're always here to help listen. In fact, part of the feedback that we received a couple years back led us to develop this Stay Connected icon or graphic image as a result of some of our parents just wanting to know where they can go on social media to connect with us. So thank you, and keep the ideas coming, parents, because again, we're in it to win it, right? And the other great important thing that came out as a result of our surveying of a lot of our parent communities was how we can best leverage our communications with our faculty here on campus. So I've always said this, you always want to start with the office staff first. So any general related questions you have about the school in general, reach out to our office staff. We operate from a professional service model that provides the very best customer service that we have to offer to all of our families and community members. So start there whenever you have a question in general, whether it's a school-wide event question, parent view related question, attendance, you name it, you start by communicating with our school office. Now, once school starts going, if you have questions relating to the classroom, definitely do reach out to our teachers. And they are very helpful and they are ready to respond. We ask our teachers to always respond within 2 school business days. It's always important. And we really rely heavily on the use of email. So you can do email the teachers. So this way they know exactly whatever your needs might be, because they are time-stamped, as you know, when you email our teachers. And more importantly, there's a subject line that you can use to really call attention to whatever that matter might be. So when reaching out to classroom teachers, always remember that it's always important to have that open communication with our teachers, because again, that's where you resolve a lot of some of the questions that you may have, or even challenges or concerns that you may have can be easily resolved by communicating with our teachers first. And then of course, if things become unresolved or there's matters that need to be ratcheted up to involve a supervisor, in this case, an assistant principal, we can always include our assistant principals in those conversations where see fit. And of course, if there's ever an unresolved issue there, that's where typically I'll come into play. And of course, you're always free to welcome and communicate with me at any time. But this just provides you with whatever structure to accommodate a lot of your needs, any questions that you may have, or concerns. So this way we're able to respond in the most efficient manner possible. So once again, thank you folks for really allowing for us to communicate that very important message to you. And speaking of very important messages, how about the Mayor's Cup? Make sure that you buy your Mayor's Cup tickets. These are the commemorative tickets that we're going to have on pre-sale starting probably this Friday. Okay, we're working with a lot of different graphic services folks, and again, you can imagine they're all under the gun, so to speak. So we're waiting on getting additional tickets printed so we can start pre-selling those, because we want the dungeon to get packed, ladies and gentlemen. It's our first football game back. It's against one of our hometown rivals, Indio High School, where I graduated from, class of '91. And it's always a great opportunity to bring out your family, your friends, and come out to enjoy some Friday night lights. August 20th at 7 p.m. is kickoff. All right, so you've been invited. So please, be awesome to see you out there. And speaking of athletics, if you haven't had an opportunity, please do go to our athletics website. It can be found under the section of athletics on www.shadowhillshs.com. Everything related to athletics, from our sideline store where you can buy your spirit gear, in addition to reaching out to Mr. Romo and our athletic director, Mr. Walsh, on any questions related to clearance or anything athletics. They're more than happy to assist you with any questions you may have. I look forward to a great year with all of our athletics, and thank you, parents, for your undying support of all of our kids. And if you haven't done so already, please do reach out to our booster club. Our athletics booster club is very active, and they're always looking for new members and help. So do reach out to our athletic boosters, and you can find that information once again on our athletics webpage. All right, so finally, I wanted to talk to you a lot about armoring up. This is going to be a very big, critical piece of our social emotional learning this school year. Taking up the pledge is going to be critical for every single one of our knights, including a lot of our parents. And when I say taking up the pledge, it's going to be your commitment, our collective commitment to one another, to make this the most positive experience possible as we transition back to 100% in-person instruction for all of our learners. So if you haven't done so already, the Armor Up Pledge is on our website. You can link to it. There's a link that reads there, take up the pledge. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done that already, please do take the time to read through what it means when we say to take up the pledge. When we say that we're knights, we're serious about that. A knight is a symbol of hope for the powerless. We represent not only ourselves, but the betterment of our community. We believe in what we say when knights do it right, when we don this armor, that we are these knights, that we pledge to have the respect, the integrity, the greatness and the honor and the teamwork that really sets us apart from any other school in this whole entire country. That not only are these values written on a student's handbook or on a wall or found somewhere in our corridor, that we live by these values, right? That we pledge to ensure that every single one of our high school, goers does graduate as a knight. They commit themselves to adhering to the number of credits that they can earn while they're here with us at Shadow Hills High School. And it's important for them to believe in themselves, that they can do that they can accomplish that. So we're here to help them not only be successful in earning a graduate diploma with us, but also to be A through G ready, and how important it is to be prepared to become college, career, and community ready. While the graduation requirements alone may or may not necessarily match the college requirements, our commitment to you is to ensure that you fulfill your A through G requirements in the most efficient manner possible with us here at Shadow Hills High School. And the one thing that I also want to hit on is how important it is to always carry our banner in a positive light. We always want to use the hashtag to commit to some level of positivity when we put anything out there in the social media for us. And I always like to say how important it is for us to keep it positive and never underestimate the power of a hashtag. And you can see there's something we're not short of, and that is hashtags. Whether it's hashtag United, our school theme for this year, hashtag Knights Do It Right, or Armoring Up. I'll leave it to you guys to always put out a positive message for us. Because not only is it enough for us to take the pledge and to live by these values, but it's always something for us to always do the right thing. And when we say that Knights Do It Right, that we commit ourselves to these values, because it's important for us that we are stronger together when we work together to achieve our common goals. That said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in to this video. And if you have any questions, always, you know where to reach us, 760-393-5400. Or you can also visit us on our website at www.shadowhillshs.com. This is Mr. Fajardo signing out. And always remember that Knights do it right.